Hi friends, welcome to Winsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah. I know in my last video I actually said that we'd be back in the morning planting up that bed I showed you, and it is actually another week. I didn't have a chance before I left to go finish that bed, so we're going to be able to do it this weekend. But first, that'll be probably the next video. First, I have just some other stuff I actually need to do before I can plant that bed. My dad is there getting the arch I showed you secured. I'll link the video below in case you missed it. As you can tell by my wonderful sweat headband, it is quite warm today. I think it's only about 87 the actual temperature, but the real feel is in the mid 90s, which for this area near how far north we are in Michigan and how near Lake Michigan we are, they don't get this hot that often. It's also very, very still. The humidity is not too bad, but it's hot, so that's why my appearance the way it is. I thought I would just bring you along. I've got a couple plants. I have a couple pots that, as you can see, they still have pansies, spring little flowers in them. Pansies here sometimes can go for the full year before they start to fizzle, but since it has been quite warm, they've started kind of dying off. I've got those two and this one. Let me show you. They actually flank the front door right here. So we've actually had this pot, this like pack of impatiens for a very long time. So today I'm finally gonna pull these sad guys out and plant them, these guys. I also want to show you real quick this beautiful pedestal. Oh, it is fogging up a little bit. Let's see if I can get this. It's just so lush and gorgeous. It's hard to fit the way the sun is. My parents have this kind of dead zone. I wonder if I can, yeah, you can kind of see. So this right here is actually an addition that they put on a couple years afterwards. So the roof line is quite odd, as you can see. I'm trying to block the sun. No, okay. And this place is basically shade. Not much grows here, except we've got lots of lush ferns, some astilbe, some toad lilies that I just planted this spring, and then this planter, which we always have a lot of fun with coleus. Not much can flower here, though. You'll see that those, I'm not sure what they're called, but they're like a I think they might be an impatiens. They might be, if they're not fuchsia, but I think they're like related to both somehow. I could be wrong, but there's a number of big beautiful coleus for color and texture, and it's also one of those that you see on a couple sides. This side doesn't do as well as you might imagine, because it gets absolutely no sun, but these, I think they're begonia actually. Oh, and I said the other things are impatiens. They're begonias. These guys flower. We have some other coleus and that are in here. There's a sweet potato vine. There were actually two. One never took off, so I think it actually died. But it just looks so good. It doesn't look as good from this angle, but it's such a fun thing that I just wanted to show you. And I'm sure you'll see it again because we always do like big winter arrangements and all that kind of stuff in it. But today, I'm going to get these guys planted. The other thing we're going to do is actually right here. I can't remember. When I get over there, I'll tell you more. But we have a rhododendron, a specimen rhododendron, that's looking a little sad. We've bought it not that long ago on clearance. We're going to get it in the hole, get it set a little bit differently. Hopefully it'll take a better shape. But in order to place it where we want it, we actually have to remove this bleeding heart and this hosta, which you said, oh, that doesn't look very hosta-like. If you live in a place with deer, it does look very hosta-like. I think I mentioned that we have a problem with deer. That's why, if you can see, it's actually like entirely fenced in. And this year, the deer kept getting into the fence. We still haven't quite figured out how to fix that. But that guy has to move. He's going to go in the back, hopefully in an area that they might leave alone. But he's actually a very beautiful hosta. I don't know what type he is, but he's being moved to the road he can get in. So that's the bulk of what I want to do in this video. I also might give you a brief tour of this front bed if I can. It's actually very lush, as you saw. And it's a very pretty shade garden. We love hostas, both my dad, my mom, and I. We try to plant them sparingly since they're deer candy. They provide a very tempting target. A lot of the stuff we use is deer resistant, not all of it. We rarely put things outside fences. That front bed that I'm going to be planting in the next video is it's kind of a big experiment. We picked all highly deer resistant varieties, but we found that deer resistant just means they go for it last versus they won't eat it sometimes, not all the time. We'll see. We're hoping they're not going to eat it. And hopefully now that my parents are living here, they might be a little bit more reluctant. But anyway, let's get these things planted real quick and see where we go from there. Okay, I am really sweating, but I got it done, so I thought I'd quick show you this before we go on to the next project. Excuse the shovels that I haven't moved yet, but it looks a lot better not to have those sad pansies. These guys still might stool up a little bit before the fall, but they probably won't do a lot of great things. Either way, it'll still be nice to see. Now we go on to the next thing. Okay, so I finally made my way back in here. I'm gonna get the this is a white bleeding heart out first, then the hosta, then I'm gonna get this plant. Wish me luck. Okay, got the green light from Dad on where this is, so I'm going to dig the hole for it. The plant, as you can see, as I turn it sideways, is actually in its can at an angle, so when I dig the hole, I'm going to straighten it back up and try and get it looking a little bit better in its spot. Ow. Okay, it is really hot, guys. Oh, I'm like filthy. So I just got that rhododendron. I'll show you. It is a Capistrano rhododendron specimen that grows about 4 foot by 4 foot and has yellow flowers in the spring. I'm not sure exactly what zone it is. It is negative, or it is hardy to zone -15, whatever that equals. It is in a very protected spot here. The cottage is in zone 6, so I'm not sure exactly what that equates to. It might actually not be fully hardy here. I'm kind of surprised because I bought this rhododendron at home, which is a zone 5B, which is definitely -20. So, and we have gotten down there before. So I'm a little disappointed. I'm also disappointed, I don't know if you saw when I took it out of the pot, how small the root ball was compared to the actual plant. This was bought from a very well-known nursery in the where I am at, and it did come with a plant guarantee. So if it dies over the winter, we'll get a gift card from them. I don't know if you saw, but I've been using Espoma's Bio Starter, and I really packed it in around that to encourage root growth quickly because it did not have much in the way of root growth. So I am definitely hopeful that it will do well, and we will see how it goes, I guess. But let me show you. If you look here, we've got this beautiful, that is a Quickfire Standard Hydrangea. And I put it in here. I don't know if you saw that I kind of straightened it out a little bit more. So it looks a lot straighter. So I walk around it. You can also see that there is some new growth right there that I'm hoping will fill in. and make it a little more even on the other side. So we're just gonna have to see how that goes. If it takes well, hopefully. I won't really know until next spring, but it's our last frost date here is in October, and roadies are pretty frost hardy, so it does have, it's mid-August right now, a month and a half, 2 months before our last frost date. Hopefully it'll give it time to start rooting in and really do well. I'm really surprised again about that root ball. It was really small, not very deep, doesn't have a tap root. Hopefully it'll develop one and it'll do well. Okay, one other thing that I forgot to mention, I just want to add on really quickly. If you get a plant like I did with a very small root ball that has not been very well established, it's a really good idea to give it a good slow soak in. You want to water anything you plant new in, and I might not show it, but I always do. But I just wanted to show you that I've got like a slow little hose. It's actually going to go for maybe an hour or two, so I can make sure it's got a deep penetrating water that gets down to the root ball, so it's nice and moist. As you can see, I've also strategically planted. I don't know if that's going to get planted today. It really would be best if it did, but so I've got it watered. And these guys, this is a plant that's actually coming home with me that I bought on clearance, have all been strategically placed so that they can get some water. But I'll give this a nice little soak. Anyway, I am going to do some prep work on this garden bed, mostly weeding, so I'll say goodbye to you here. But in the next video, we will plant that front bed with shade-loving, deer-resistant plants and see how it goes. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.